Our Portuguese mentor, that is Miguel Cardoso, has started on a good note. First game, 1 goal scored, no goals considered, 3 points on the CAF Champions League group stage, and all good for him. We're happy for the Patrao, and obviously he's working with other 4 that he has come with 2 assistants and 2 analysts. Mamelodi Sundowns finished that game winning 1 goal to 0. First win in the group stages on match day 3, playing against Raja Casablanca, who seem to be struggling. They are bottom of that group with only 1 point. So it means that Mamelodi Sundowns and ASFR of Morocco, they are 5 points, with Maniema of DRC with only 3 points on the table. Well, on this episode, we will be zooming into Mamelodi Sundowns game against Raja Casablanca, also talking about their new mentor, Miguel Cardoso, in on this first game. I do go by the name of Oscar. Since football, we're engaged in discussion anything to do with football, from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. It was definitely not a perfect performance, but one that was pleasing. I do not think that there is a Mamelodi Sundowns fan that can complain about that performance, from the first minute right to the last minute. One thing that I need to mention, and that is also interesting, is that it appears like Miguel Cardoso has been an option, or there's been discussions or maybe promises offered to him from pre-season. He's had time, he's been watching Mamelodi Sundowns games for some time. The advantage I will assume will be that having played Mamelodi Sundowns on over two legs when he was coach of Esperance of Tunisia, that's also a taste of the type of team he was going to play against. So the research, the analysis he had to make against Mamelodi Sundowns, it would mean that him now leading the ship would also maybe almost like a quarter job half done. Obviously, it's different when you're analyzing an opposition as opposed to you now being the coach of that very team. So it appears like Miguel has been on the window watching, maybe also having had a promise from the management of Mamelodi Sundowns that he might actually lead the ship sooner than he thinks. I mean, things such as work permit, they were quicker than normal in South Africa. I mean, he's only been at the helm for 5 days, but he's already leading the team. I mean, if you look at other scenarios in the country, I mean, it takes far longer. So clearly this guy was promised and signed papers a while ago, which is unfortunate for Mangoba that they were already talking and discussing things with someone else already a while ago. But that aside, we clearly, Miguel Cardoso, I mean, if you remember, Rulani Mukwena talking about the Esperance and their coach. I mean, Rulani spoke highly of this guy. I mean, a technical or tactical genius, according to Rulani Mukwena, while he was still at Sundowns preparing for the semi-finals against Miguel Cardoso. So, Mamelodi Sundowns, I think it appears like they have a decent coach. And this guy, I mean, it's only one game. There are going to be tests. Playing a CAF Champions League game is far different from playing a Betway PSL game. Far different. The tests are different. The setups are different. The approaches are different. The personnel that you are playing against and the coaches are far. It's almost like two worlds apart. But it doesn't mean that he cannot overcome. From what we've seen from the first game, I mean, it appeared like, obviously, Mamelodi Sundowns, a lot of suspensions and a lot of injuries. The clear suspension I can remember is the one of Obri Mudiba, the postman. Here he got a red card in Morocco playing against AFSR. and then you had a Mutobi Mvala injury that looked really serious. He might be out for some time. Obviously, you have the other known ones. Your Matthews, he's back in the gym, he's recovering. You have your captain of the club, Zwane. You have multiple others that the club, every match day, they will, after they've announced the first 11, they'll also tweet the players that are still injured. So we have a number of players that are out injured and suspended. It was interesting also to see some faces we haven't seen for a while on the bench that made the squad. Your Rushim Duruk, who is also wanted by Skukune United. Your Mkulise, Sperele Mkulise Pito started this game. He's a fan favorite. But when a new coach comes in and acknowledges that this boy is good, it means that Sperele Mkulise is really good. I am always happy to see Lebo Maboe. Lebo Maboe is a hard worker. Lebo Maboe, he offers great value for Mamelodi Sundowns when he's given a chance. He had some minutes yesterday. So, I mean, the 11 alone, you can just tell that this guy, he's flexible. I mean, with tactical diversity is what will make any game interesting. He changed the system, the formation, a number of times. Well, clearly he was the first one to admit that Raja, which is also, funny enough, also led by Pinto, another Patrao, another Portuguese coach. He was very honest to say that Raja, the way they set up it was something that they were not expecting. But as a good coach, there were some substitutes he made to also twitch things here and there. Clearly, that's also a mark of a good coach. From the word go, when he was asked about his philosophy, his identity, Cardoso said that he wants a team that will be in control of the game. And he spoke about manipulating spaces, usage of spaces. When they lose the ball, he wants to recover the ball as quick as he can. Spoke a lot about what the team needs to do when they have to play a counter, how they need to capitalize or leverage on set pieces. Obviously, hence I said in the beginning, this was not a perfect performance, but one that was pleasing for a number of reasons. Almost set up like a 3-4-3 with a Mukwena, Tebogo Mukwena, playing a role that's largely known to be played by a Rivaldo Kotsi at the club. The libero role, deep six, able to assist with build-ups. When the two center backs, your Lebusa, who played very well, and the Mali Koza, they'll go wide. Mukwena will be in the middle, and Williams will have an option either to give it to a Mukwena or a Lende just behind a Mukwena in the build-up phase, while there's also an option of Lebusa on the left and the Malikos on the left. And then you'll have your Lunga, who started this game after a while, hugging the line far wide on the left, and a Mudao. So the guy, he's got elements of him that he has taken from a Rulani, Mukwena, and then the mid four would be obvious, would include your Lunga, your Mudao, your Mkulise, and your Allende. It looked like a double 10 of a Ribeiro and a Neomayema, with Rayners playing as a number 9. There was a lot of pressing, high press in the first 15 minutes. I mean, it was scorching hot yesterday. No wonder some of these players were not going to make it to the end. Lunga played well, but he was not going to last for 90 minutes. So we have seen a snippet of his philosophy of what he's demanding from the team. And it's so far it's looking good. We will not sit here and lie and say it's looking great. The test of Raja, they've passed it. But the second leg of this match, the reverse fixture, which will be in Morocco, it's going to be an interesting one, because from the Moroccans, yes, they lost. Yes, they were not that great. But the short passes of the Moroccans are quite dangerous. And in the last third, if they had made some right decisions, they would have easily punished Mamelodi Sundowns. They played some balls behind the defenders. And this now also says that if a Stellenbosch, which I don't think they were watching the game, obviously they watch highlights, they are analysts. If we will set up in a similar manner with the same personnel against a Stellenbosch, it would mean that the Stellenbosch are going to eat nice, because a Stellenbosch, they know Mamelodi Sundowns, they've beaten us twice already this season. If we're going to set up the same way, give room, or balls played behind a Mali or behind a Libusa, a Titus, and what's the other guy coming from TS Galaxy, Bradley, these guys are going to eat nice. So it's going to be interesting how this Miguel Cardoso is going to set up against a Stellenbosch come Wednesday. But he's flexible. He's not stuck up on one system or one formation. He's flexible. He changes things here and there. We saw how things change when he sacrificed Mkhulise and threw in Elitlako. Now, talking about Elitlako, one thing I was probably concerned about, maybe even before I make that point, is also to thank Emmanuel Mngeti for introducing to us Mali Khoza. He spoke highly of Mali Khoza, even going as far as mentioning that he will play him in big games. We are seeing Mali already playing a Raja Casablanca in CAF Champions League game. He introduced to us Elitlako, who's the other one I'm not mentioning, or Siama Pena is injured. So Cardoso, if you look at his history, there was a point in time in Ukraine where he was leading and coaching the under 21s of Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine, and clearly there's a part of him that is also linked or leaning towards the young ones. So it's good to see him having this, continuing with the young players that were introduced by Emmanuel Mngeti to the first team. You saw how he spoke to the young Litlako as he was coming in for Epito Mkhulise in that second half. And that's exactly how the goal came. It was an assist from the young man. Beautiful goal. Only needed 2 touches. A beautiful, pass. We call it a pass, or I don't know, is it a pass or what? A ball from Williams direct to a Litlako. Litlako, everyone thought he was going to cut in and take a goal for himself, but there was a goal eater, someone who has done extremely well for Mamelodi Sundowns, a Rayners who took that goal, who took that shot first time, and corner, and a beautiful goal for Rayners. Obviously, Rayners as a player for Mamelodi Sundowns, he might not be great with his first touch when he's far away from the post, but his value and the reason why Mangoba insisted on bringing him over to Sundowns is for the reason that he knows where the posts are, and he knows how to kill a team by scoring, and that's exactly what won. Big game from a Tebogo Mukwena, and we're probably going to see some players, new faces as well. But the way the system was yesterday, clearly, the way I see it, I think Elebu Maboe will be given some minutes, because how this guy is playing, or what is demanding from some of these players, you can tell that Elebu Maboe is going to be instrumental in the way Cardoso wants to play at Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, going to the next game, I can't wait. I'm already excited about the next game, and really excited about how other players we've not seen for the season, they will be introduced under the new manager. Really can't sit here and complain about a whole lot of things, except the ones I've mentioned, that the test will be different when it's CAF Champions League versus Betway Premiership. If you're seeing this space and this content for the very first time, really appreciate if you join the family of Askansinsi Football. You support the channel by liking, you support the channel by commenting on the section below on the subject matter. You support the channel by watching the ads. You support the channel if you go as further as supporting the channel with any amount by going to that thanks button. And the journey is long, and if the journey is long, it needs people like you who've been with me from day one to support and for me to grow and better this platform. Let me end it there by declaring, may my God bless you all.